Hey, you guys, it's holy time. I want to go ahead and jump into a few things today. I'm going to keep it pretty short. It's a three-part series about knowledge and ignorance, ignorance of God and ignorance of the devil, both sides, and why we need the knowledge of both God and the devil. As it goes, I'm going to get more in depth throughout the three-part series, but let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm going to start off on the knowledge side. Psalms 111, verse 10. Fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This verse is a prime verse. There's a lot of different chapters actually that quote this same verse. Literally, fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's the very beginning of your journey, where you're going, what you have going on. And in that, it's stepping away from your own logic, understanding, rationale, and just starting out with the basic principles. I was created. There must be a creator. What does the creator want me to do? And what does the creator not want me to do? And having that fear of the Lord of understanding that you're made with a purpose and that you need to fulfill your purpose and your orders. And that's why the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. Furthermore, going into point 2, Romans 1:19 through 20, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, which leave them without excuse. This is God talking about just creation testifies, the ocean and how it's stuck within a certain borderline and how it won't go past, and how the waves just consistently go, how the sun comes up every morning and the moon at night, and how there's that order, how there's vast lands of desert and mountain ranges and rivers, and how everything's just so wonderfully beautiful and ordered. These are some of the attributes that clearly show that there's a creator and God, which leaves them without excuse. Proverbs point 3, Proverbs 2:10 through 12. Wisdom enters your heart. Back to the fear of the Lord, that's the beginning of wisdom. So that's how you get that wisdom right here. Wisdom enters your heart, and knowledge is pleasant to your soul. You will be preserved, kept, and delivered from the evil one. So when you get to that point where you do desire wisdom, desire fearing the Lord, obeying the Lord, knowing the Lord, as well as knowledge will come with that. In you having that wisdom, you'll be preserved, kept, and delivered from who? The evil one, because you can't be ignorant about the enemy. There's an enemy out there. You can't just mindlessly go out into the ocean for, like, I don't know, just swimming far out with nothing. Typically, obviously, there's some people that do, but most likely, obviously, people are concerned about what, like sharks and predators, or say you're in the safari with, like, in the jungle, and you're just mindlessly walking out through tall grass as if lions can't be prowling around. You know what I mean? We're going through, I don't know, Alaska where grizzlies are and whatnot, and you're just mindlessly going through without a weapon, gun, bear spray, nothing. No, or anything would be the correct word. But point is you have to be mindful that there is an enemy. You can't just be willfully ignorant to act like, oh, just because I don't want to believe it, he or she or it's not there. No, not at all. There's an enemy. You need to be prepared. You need to be informed and know that there's an enemy. And that's why this verse is perfect, because it goes with verse 1 as well, knowing that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And that's that he's also looking at it from a fatherly realm. He's trying to protect his little children from going out on the street, trying to protect them from getting burnt from the stove and so on. And now going on the willful ignorance side, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That's going right off the same basis of what we were just talking about. Running to like Africa and going through, I don't know, safari lands with no tour, no guide, no weapon, no understanding, nothing about it. You're just going, and like God didn't even send you either. So let me put that in perspective as well. You're just mindlessly going out. It's like, yeah, you're probably not gonna make it. And the rest of the verse, it says, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you. So that's that you are stiff arming God willfully, not ignorantly. You know God, you know of his creation, as he says, as we spoke here about creation being clearly seen, and you willfully reject the knowledge. I remember one time I was working at Advanced Auto Parts in college, and it was like a Friday. I have the weekends off. It's Friday afternoon. I'm just getting off work. I'm about to bounce. And right before I leave, a coworker pulls up on me and he's like, hey, you know, tomorrow we got a mandatory meeting at 9 a.m. I don't work Saturdays, by the way. He's like, yeah, tomorrow morning, Saturday, we have a 9 a.m. meeting. And I remember I was so mad that he had told me, because I was definitely not going to go, because I don't work Saturdays, nor did I care enough about the job to go. But I do think that I had seen the sign in the back prior to about like mandatory meeting tomorrow, but I was trying to intentionally be quote unquote willfully ignorant in the fact that no other human knew that I'd seen the sign. I could play dumb and try to lie and play people and be like, hey, I didn't know, even though I didn't. I was gonna lie. That's that willfully ignorant aspect. Except the thing is you can't lie to God. So that's where, it's completely different. When you try to do it with humans, yeah, you might be able to lie, deceive, manipulate with them. With God, you literally can't lie to him. So he knows. He's like, I already revealed that to you and exposed that to you. I know you know. And you willfully tried to play dumb and ignorant. Therefore, I'm going to reject you. Point 2, 2 Peter chapter 2, 3 through 5. Knowing in the last days they will scoff, mock, saying, where is God? By this they willfully are ignorant of God, and that he flooded the earth before and is going to burn it next. This is paraphrased for most of these verses, but kind of the core chunk of it. He's saying they're willfully denying him, willfully turning a blind eye to him and his wrath and what happens to those who disobey and walk down evil paths. He's literally clarifying, like, I flooded the earth before. Do you not know who I am? Like, you better have respect and fear. And I'm coming back. And when I come back next time too, prior to, there's going to be that great tribulation. And yeah, I vowed that I'll never flood the earth again. That's what the rainbow means, by the way. The rainbow in the sky representative is God's covenant and promise that he'll never flood the earth the way he did back in Noah's time. So that's what the real rainbow means, not this blasphemous agenda that they have going on. Anyhow, in Job 21:14, they say to God, depart from us. We do not even desire the knowledge of your ways. It lets you know where they stand in their heart. They don't want to know. They literally say to God, depart from us. We do not even desire the knowledge of your ways. So that's why when you're stuck wondering, why am I not growing? Why is my relationship with the Lord not growing? It's probably because it's already in your heart's desire. And just with that knowledge right there, that you're not even really desiring God, that's why you're not growing, then that's a good spot to start off on. To simply be aware and acknowledge, my relationship with the Lord isn't deepening. I don't feel like, I'm going out further in the water. I don't feel like the depths are going more. I'm just kind of stuck. Then you're probably at a plateau. You need to change some things up. New levels, new devils type thing. It is real. It is legit. It's not easy. God will guide you through it though. And the point is if you're at a point like this, you need to acknowledge that you're going to need to probably step away from some things and step into some new things and find quiet time with God. In that, you can simply first just ask the simplest prayer. Well, first it's about forgiving and whatnot, but asking the simplest prayer for God to help stir up a desire for him in your heart. Simple prayer can be great, but if you're still just walking wickedly in all these things and sin in the flesh every day, and then you're asking for prayer, that's not the way. First is a turning away from sin. The intentional things that you're doing. If you continue down this path, it goes back to simply the first point. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. This is all part 1. I'm just going over some of the basis. Part 2, I'm going to go over a lot more detailed verses that kind of explain, elaborate the values of knowledge and of wisdom of both God and the devil, actually. So it's super interesting. I hope you stay tuned. Hope you have a blessed day. Guard your heart. God bless.